Hello, my impatients. It is I, Andrew the Android Koloski here. How art thou? How art thou? So I know Rusty Trombone, my buddy, was shaking his fist like Arthur the Aardvark. He was like this. You better not go live, boy. You better not go live. But here I am being defiant. Here I am going live anyway. Here I am disobeying Rusty. All right. And I'm live. So I have an appointment with the podiatry on Monday. I don't know what he's going to recommend, if he's going to recommend some shoes. But it doesn't look like my toe is getting better, which is a little disappointing. Let me show you my toe. This one right here. See, there's still a bruise spot in there. I know. I hope Tara Social isn't watching. I don't want her seeing my toes. If anybody besides Tara is watching, I'd be fine. But hopefully, this one person watching right now isn't Tara. All right. So, as you know, I like to take photographs in threes. So here's a photograph that I took of my mother today on May 7th, 2025. This is my mother. Originally, I was going to post a photograph of me, but my mother's photographs were all bad, so I guess we settled with a photograph of my mother. It's a good photograph. She looks kind of gangsta in it. She looks kind of gangsta, you know. So now I'll share with you the artwork I created today, and my mother created today with me. So we'll start off, obviously, with the first. Obviously, the first one was a rendition of an artwork that I created in 2020, I believe. Let's see if I can find it. I'm sorry for the dead air, guys. So this is the 2020 version of this artwork. You know, my mom and stepdad's yelling, "Kylie, go potty! Andrew, don't touch the washing machine!" And there's me in a panic. I'm like, "Mom, why is he yelling?" My mom gaslighting me. "Andrew, are you getting delusional again?" I lock myself in my room and I'm like, "I'll expose it online." So that's the rendition I did many years ago. Now I'm going to share with you the one that the updated version that I did today, the remaster, so to speak. Here it is. So it's my stepdad yelling at the dog, "Go potty! Andrew, don't touch the washing machine." And there's me in a panic. "Mom, why is he yelling?" And I'm like, "Love the dog." The mom gaslighting me. "Andrew, why are you getting delusional again?" I'm thinking, is she a sadistic monster? I lock myself in my room and I'm like, "All right, I'll expose it online." So I think the remaster, the re-recording is a lot better, but it takes a lot of time. It's tedious. It takes a lot of work to do those. And this is my mother's green bunny from today. The mom and dad say, "You're a loser, Otto. You suck at everything." Otto says, "I want to punch a hole in the wall, but I will control myself." Dr. Natural asks, "Why didn't you control yourself this time?" Otto says, "It was my mother's birthday. I feel guilty." So that's the green bunny from today. Otto felt guilty misbehaving on his mother's birthday. All right. So I'm live. Interestingly enough, we don't got many people in the house. We only got one lurker in the house. I expect you guys to be at my beck and call. When I beckon, I want you to arrive, basically. I said how I'm not a bully. I said how I don't like doing mean things. And somebody said, you've made hundreds of videos accusing your parents of the most heinous things imaginable. That's bullying, Andrew. Well, when it comes to people outside my home, I'm well behaved. When it comes to treating people, I guess I need to treat my mother, father, and stepfather better. I don't know. Let's read some more comments here. Somebody says, I think you look dope with a modest mohawk. I think that would look ridiculous, guys. I don't think I'd look great with a modest mohawk. I don't think that's a good decision. La 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 la. Is anyone out there? Where art thou, my impatience? You were supposed to be at my beck and call. All right. Oh, we got 3 impatients in the house. Is the live stream frozen? I mean, we got nobody talking here. Oh, we got Giant Big Lighter. Giant Big Lighter says, am I watching basketball tonight? Why? What's going on in basketball? I don't really watch basketball. Why? Did something bad happen? Or did something significant happen? I don't watch basketball. I'm not really a fan. Oh, no, he says no, the New York Knicks are playing in the playoffs. Oh, okay. I was thinking, like, did something like nefarious or bad happen? Like, did a player die or something like that? And I'm like, but apparently that's not the case. Apparently they're just playing in the playoffs. I'm like, did a player drop dead from a heart attack or something like that? I'm like, no, I just don't think I'm a fan of basketball. Somebody says, is the reason you don't know what's going on in the world because you're so self-obsessed? I think I'm isolated. I think I'm living in a Joanne Greenberg fantasy world, and I'm not really a fan of basketball. So I don't know if I buy that narrative, Giant Big Lighter. I don't know if I buy that narrative. Just because I don't like the New York Knicks doesn't mean I'm so necessary, Erie asks, what day is today? Today is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday. I got my art class. That's how I keep track of the days, Erie. May 7th. It's my stepfather's birthday, too. Interestingly enough. May 7th, 2025, Wednesday. So if they want to make sure that I'm lucid, like if they call me in for a psychiatric evaluation and they ask me what's today's date, May 7th, 2025. It's a Wednesday. Like, okay, he doesn't have dementia. So I would get those points on my psych evaluation. Somebody says, rest in peace, to somebody. He was my biggest fan. What happened to that person that you... Patrick says, I'd buy Giant Big Lighter's narrative for $1. He says, the reason I don't know what's going on in the world is because I'm so self-obsessed. All right, maybe I need to focus on others. Patrick says, that will never happen, Andrew. That will never happen. I think it will, Patrick. I think it will. Pete says, what's up, big dog? Oh, 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 oh. Not much, Pete. What's going on with you? They say what's going to happen. They want me to focus on others and, See the world from other people's perspectives and not be so self-obsessed. Pete is just hanging out tonight. That's great, Pete. That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Pete. Pizza pasta. Pizza pasta. Pizza pasta. So I think my art class buddy, Mark, is coming over this weekend. And I'm like, never mind. I was going to say, I mean, yeah, I guess I was going to say, yeah, I guess it's important to clean. I guess it's important to clean. I was going to say, should I even bother cleaning? But I guess it's important to clean. Yeah, Mark's a good homie. Mark's a good homie. Yeah, I guess just clean up, do the right things. You know. Yeah, Mark's my buddy. Mark's my buddy. You know, try. That's what you have to do when somebody, when a friend comes over. You got to make it like, oh, I'm not a slob. I don't live in filth. You know, somebody says you have to clean before anybody comes over. Yeah, you got to at least create the presentation like, oh, I'm not living in filth. You know, and just because I'm getting comfortable with Mark doesn't mean I got to neglect cleaning. I gotta make sure I clean on Friday. Somebody says, how come you don't get sadistic persecutor delusions about Mark? I think it's because he or she doesn't have power over me. I don't really get sadistic persecutor delusions about my brother either. You know, I don't think Mark has any power over me and isn't really. Yeah, I don't really get persecutor delusions about Mark too much. So I don't really get it about my brother either. So I think it's just, yeah. Erie says your apartment looks like it has an odor to it. So he says Mark looks like he could be good at martial arts. I don't know. I mean, maybe Mark's good at martial arts. Yeah, Mark's my buddy. Mark's my buddy. That's for sure. I dig Mark. And I'm excited. I'm excited. Oh, yeah. I canceled on some guys to see Mark, so I probably shouldn't make it public on the internet, but that's okay. You know, I bet you some of my guy friends used to cancel on me to hang out with women. So, you know, I guess it's just the circle of life. You know, you cancel on your dude friends to hang out with women. You know, or Mark to hang out with Mark. It's the circle of life. You know, man crush had an eat shit. They would cancel on me to hang out with women. Now I cancel on my friends to hang out with women. It's the circle of life. So he says, does Mark count as a woman? She identifies as a man. I consider Mark to be a woman, but maybe Mark is a man. So, you know, Erie says, I picture your apartment smelling like stale breath. Giant Bicklighter says, we know the truth. Do you ever open a window for fresh air? Not really. I should open a window. It's getting kind of warm out. It's kind of, it's like I called it in a song, The Gas Chamber. I said my apartment has toxic air, has mold, it's filthy in here and it smells. And the toxic gas, the toxic odor is probably giving me cancer. It's like a gas chamber. You know? But they say, you know, it's not, you know, yeah. That's one of my better songs. Somebody says, why Elon and your stepsister keep you from fame in a life of luxury. You said it. Okay, fair enough. Well, I think maybe Elon. It's a suspicion. Obviously, don't come to feelings of conviction about what I suspect to be true. But a suspicion I have is Elon Musk dated my stepsister, and as a result, Elon Musk. That it was just a suspicion. Don't come to feelings of don't. I'm not believing this daydream today. So toggle the switch to off. You know. So it says Elon is mad at you because of what happened 20 to 25 years ago because your stepsister doesn't like you. That was the fantasy, basically. And he likes my stepsister. That's the fantasy. But it's not true. Nobody knows Elon Musk. Pete says it's true, and me, Elon, we all hate you. Somebody says, "Hey, I mean, to be honest with you, I guess all billionaires are unethical and shitty. To have that much money, you got to be kind of shitty. But if the billionaires like Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, if they all got into like this celebrity death match, I mean, Elon Musk at least seems eccentric, weird, and a little autistic. So I'd be pulling for Elon. I'd want him to prevail in the celebrity death match of the billionaires. I'd be rooting for Elon Musk. But nobody would beat Zuck. I mean, they say Mark Zuckerberg actually knows martial arts. I mean, I think Mark Zuckerberg would probably win, but I'd be rooting for Musk. I'd be pulling for Musk, but I think Mark Zuckerberg. Dave says, "Fuck them all. Fuck all the billionaires. Fuck them both." I mean, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean. All right. Just. So he says 10 billionaires versus a 750 man bukkake. Yeah, they should make that a prerequisite to become a billionaire. If you want to have $1 billion, you should have a 75 man bukkake. They say, okay, you could be rich. You could be like one of these gods who has more money than you know what to do with. But first, you have to undergo a 75 man bukkake. Just so you know what the evils of the world are like and suffering. That should be a in order to become a billionaire, that should be like that should be like written into the contract, You can be a billionaire, but first you have to do a 75 man bukkake. So this is, would you do it? No, I would stick with 100 million. I'd say, all right, fuck that. No. I wouldn't want to do a 75 man bukkake. I'd be like, fuck that. I'll stick with 100 million. 100 million's fine by me. So this is, what if it was 75 man crush Eds? Then would you do it? For $1 billion. They have to be HIV and hepatitis C tested. You got to make sure all these attractive men are clean. So 75 men for $1 billion. Yeah, I think I'm sticking with 100 million. I think I'm sticking with 100 million. I mean, would you be the same after that? I mean, that would be pretty traumatizing, right? So he says, you licked your lips. That means you really want to experience a 75-man bukkake, Andrew. Somebody says, you're blushing just thinking about it, Andrew. You really want 75 men. No, that's not true. That's not true. Believe me, that's not true. I mean, you could try to force that narrative on me, but that's just not true. So he says, what about 75 ladies? Well, you would run the risk of HIV, or I mean, could that even work? I mean, you would run the risk of HIV or hepatitis C. Yeah, I think the key is to be a goody two shoes and stick to one woman, and maybe you could experiment with her friends, but so I don't know. I think that's fine. I think stick to one woman, and maybe partner swap with some of her friends. Somebody asks, have I ever had a threesome? No, I've never had a threesome. I've never. I've only been with 4 women, and all the intimacy I've had was pretty conservative in nature. So to answer your question, no. Somebody says 4 people at the same time. No, 4 people at different times. I've only been with one partner at a time, and they were all ladies. Somebody says, "Bro, real life isn't porn. You're watching too much. You're watching too much porn, Andrew. Porn kind of taints the mind, and in real life, nobody's doing that kind of stuff. I don't think. Somebody says real life is not porn. So he says a partner swap would be swinging. Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I mean, if my girlfriend, it was with another man, I would kind of be jealous. So and if I don't want her with another man, she won't want me with another woman. So maybe it would be best to be in a monogamous relationship. I get jealous if she was with another man. I get really jealous. Erie asks, have you ever tried to correct your mouth breathing? It's really stuffy. I think it's allergies. Yeah, I mean, it's an idea, Erie. So yes, do you want a harem of 4 wives? I guess. Somebody says, I can't imagine you're much of. Somebody says, I bet you're a 1-minute man in the bedroom. You're probably right. I don't know. I don't know how wild I am in the bedroom. I'm pretty boring, I guess. I'm like, I'm a 1 minute man, kind of. But I do like the snuggling and the cuddling. The snuggling and the cuddling and pizza pasta, pizza pasta. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna hit the old dusty trail here. Yeah, because to be honest with you, pizza pasta is. Jacob says, "I like the positive videos you've been putting out." Thank you, Jacob. Thank you. I try to create more positive videos. So he says, "I miss Poppy in the wild, man." Yeah, I want Poppy to come back and create some content, but he hasn't been in the mood to do it. Maybe he'll do it again, but yeah, he doesn't really like. He doesn't really like. So he's got to be nicer to Poppy. Somebody wants to hear about my most attractive girlfriends. I don't want to share with you about which girlfriend was the most attractive or not, but in fact, I don't want to share with you about my girlfriends, but I don't know if I can even talk about them really. Erie says she's looking up my girlfriends on Facebook, and why are you looking up my ex girlfriends on Facebook, Erie? Why are you doing that detective work? Erie's like, I'm looking up your ex girlfriends on Facebook. Why, Erie? Why are you looking up my ex girlfriends on Facebook? So he says, because you overshare on the internet with strangers. All right. Tara, we got Tara here. How art thou, Tara? How art thou, Tara? Got a lot of love for Tara Social. My buddy's in the house. Tara says she was listening through some of my finest hits for some inspiration today. I know Rusty wants Sugar Daddy Santa turned into a song. That's Rusty's favorite. So maybe check that one out. Obviously, I always wanted the grunge All Alone, I'll Never Be Happy turned into like a Something in the Way by Nirvana. That's my personal suggestion. But really, you're the person covering my song, so you make the executive decision here. You make the executive decision. I know Rusty wants Sugar Daddy Santa. Tara's been busy these last few weeks with moving. Okay, fair enough, Tara. Fair enough. There's no pressure, no rush, but these are two suggestions. I mean, maybe. I mean, even though "Sugar Daddy Santa" is a Christmas song, maybe you could do it now. I know it needs to be around Christmas time, but Tara says she was listening to "The Love of a Doggy" or "Dogs Are Only Here for Love," and it sounds promising. Okay, that's a good choice. That's a good choice. Ah la 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 la. All right, guys, I don't have a lot much more to talk about here. I appreciate you watching. You have any last questions here or not really? So he says, have a good day. All right, peace out, guys. Thanks for watching. Pizza Pasta wants me to do an hour, but I've kind of run out of steam here. So he says he's not as clueless as he acts. Who's not as clueless as he acts? Who? Tara? Who's? What do you? Tara says I'm not as clueless as I act. Fair enough, Tara. Tara says I've been wanting to do a song about the dog sin for quite a while. All right, check out "Dogs Are Only Here for Love," also known as "The Love of a Doggy." Erie, I can't talk about who you're talking about, but I like the person you're talking about, and I wish that person nothing the best, you know? So, that's the story there. Yeah, well, let's change the topic here. I like the person. I wish them nothing but the best, but we're not talking about that person. All right, so let's change the topic. Yeah. So you're gonna do a rendition of "The Love of a Doggy"? Here we go. The love of a doggy is really, really good. The love of a doggy I love more than I should. When you're in mental health recovery groups, they say pet the dog, play with the dog. It will get you out of your fog and release endorphins in your brain and make you happy. The love of a doggy is really, really good. The love of a doggy I love more than I should. Dogs are only here for love. Dogs are only here for happiness. Dogs are only here for love and joy to the world. Dogs are only here for love. Dogs are only here for happiness. Dogs are only here for love and joy to the world. The love of a doggy is really, really good. The love of a doggy I love more than I should. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling depressed, pet the dog, play with the dog. It will get you out of your fog and release endorphins in your brain and make you less insane. The love of a doggy is really, really good. The love of a doggy I love more than I should. There you go. Yeah, Tara says this is definitely a hit in the making. The love of a doggy. All right, guys. Do you have any last questions here or not really? So he says Tara's versions are usually better. That's true. So Pete says, I can't wait to hear Tara's version of Dogs Are Only Here for Love. Tara says she couldn't do it without her muse. She couldn't do it without Andrew. She says it's going to be a bop. It's going to be a bop. Maybe add little dog barks into the song too, like a dog barking. Woo, 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 woo. Tara says that's a good idea. Thanks, Tara. Do I like it? Roof, roof, roof. We got Shadow's Revenge in the house. Oh, not Shadow's Revenge. Shadow's Revenge. Rusty says, fond memories of dog sitting, eh? No, I'm looking at. I'm just laughing at the bad jokes, but I loved Shadow, and I felt really guilty about what took place. But like the picture of fucking Shadow with the name Shadow's Revenge, it's fucking ridiculous. I mean, it's I'm gonna look. Shadow's Revenge 69. Tara says, I still don't know all the details, and honestly, I'm not sure if I do. So, what have you been busy with, Tara? What's life been like? Shadow. I'm not gonna reference that. You know, Tara says she's moving and she's working at the same time. I'm gonna smash a nail clipper onto my head. I'm gonna smash a nail clipper onto my head. Laughing my ass off. The dog. Hoo, hoo. Maybe you could. Did you ever hear the song "My Dad Is the Dog"? I could try. I could try this one. You could maybe try to put this into the song too if you need some more. My dad is the dog. Look it up. I'm not gonna. You can look up that one too. You can probably. I mean, all the songs about dogs are. Somebody says, I don't think Disney's going to hire a. I don't think Disney's going to hire a dog sitter. Maybe Universal or Paramount or. Yeah, I don't know. Tara says she may combine them. She doesn't know yet. Yeah, you make the executive decision, Tara. I'm sure it's going to come out great. I'm going to work for the Disney Corporation. I'm going to work for the Disney Corporation. I'm going to work for the Disney Corporation. So it says Disney would 100% hire a dog sitter. Lily says, what? Laughing my ass off, what? All right, guys, I think I'm going to hit the old dusty trail. Tara, if you want to talk to me through Instagram, shoot me a message. If not, I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Lily says, no, bro. Lily says, I like this mood you're in. Yeah, I'm actually in a chipper good mood tonight. I'm in a chipper and happy mood for some reason tonight, which is kind of rare. So that's a good thing. I'm in a chipper and happy and good mood tonight. And that's a good thing, because that's not typical for me. And Milky says, you're looking good tonight, too. Thank you, Milky. Lily says, it's a great thing to hear. So he says, damn, we got Milky, Tara, and Lily all in one night. Yeah, that's pretty epic. That's pretty epic. La 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 la. Shadow's Revenge said, you got chipper when you started talking about the dogs. And no, I was chipper before that, Shadow. All right, guys. I think for real, I'm gonna hit the dusty trail this time. I appreciate you guys for watching. Peace out. Later, guys.